We made it back in one piece, but it was not easy. It was not easy whatsoever. And we have lots of stories and recap to share with you guys in the podcast broadcast. So I won't bore you with too many details, but it was a good time. And Rico and I and my daughter and her boyfriend went for the trip, and I gave him the 5-star tour. All things Puerto Penasco, So what'd you think of the tour?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Painful, a lot of sunburn, a lot of food. A good time overall. I felt like a Clark Griswold experience.
Yeah, it was. And it started off really bad. I spent a lot of money this trip. The most that I've probably spent at Rocky Point in a long time. It started off with, the roads down there being like, there was a strip that had tons of potholes. Now, I've heard about this before. I've seen this before, and I've been able to actively avoid it or get lucky, but not this time. So when we're about 30 minutes into Mexico, I hit a pothole going about 80 that completely blew out my tire and dented my rim, right? Which right off the bat, it's a bad start. And it's like, son of a bitch. So Rico, being Captain Optimist, is like, oh, no problem. You got a spare? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I popped the truck open. No spare, no jack, no nothing. Nothing. I'm just such a
Captain Optimist
irresponsible.
to Captain OS.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm such an irresponsible human being. And so I was like, oh, son of a bitch. So it's 100 degrees out. We're on the side of a Mexican highway, and I got no spare, and I blew out my tire hardcore. There's no repairing it. And then within minutes, a local pulled up with a drill ready to go. Now, that's what I love Mexico for many reasons. And you gotta love them. You gotta bless them. But at the same time, it's part of their racket and the economy. The town of Sonita, and I might be saying that wrong. I feel like the conspiracy theorist in me is like, these guys are going out digging these potholes and then basically setting up a local economy for the tire shops there. So a nice young man came up and was offering to change my tire for the spare, but then he realized I didn't have a spare. Offered to drive me into town to buy a new tire, which is all fine and dandy if you just blew out a tire, but I dented the hell out of my rim. And so I had to go to the tire shop and try to communicate via phone and translator to get a new tire. And when I went to the kid's Primo's tire shop, he didn't have a tire for my size, so I had to go to another tire shop. And then they put on the tire. It was going to be all fine. It's going to be like $40 for a brand new tire. Again, Viva La Mexico. But then they're like, oh, your rim's dented. It's not holding the air. I'm like, oh, okay. Can you bang it out with a hammer? And they're like, no, it's aluminum. It will break. You got to weld it. And I'm like, damn it. And for a second there, I'm like, I'm SOL. And he goes, but I got a friend. He's
Kicks
like,
him awake.
yeah, for $20, we'll weld this tire back into place. And then you'll be on your way. And so, sure enough, I did it. Basically, long story short, 3 hours, $160 later, we're back on the road. And then for the rest of the trip, I'm paranoid over every speed bump or even making it back. But we made it back in one piece, and that's something to be celebrated, Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And and the worst part about this, as, it started off, we didn't let it ruin our trip, and that was good. We still had a good time. But on the way back, obviously, I'm extra precautious. I'm like, okay, got to watch out for those potholes, because the last thing I want to do when I'm trying to get home is spend another 3 hours, couple $100 over another, catastrophe. And as we're driving back, waiting for these potholes, we're noticing all these, potholes filled in. And I'm like, that's weird. I didn't notice filled in potholes on the way down here. Sure as hell. The authorities were out filling in potholes on the day that we left.
Of course.
Yeah. So if I would
have been an hour afterwards, just to make us feel better. It's like, no, right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
We're fixing this now.
Yeah, freshly cemented potholes filled in. So everyone else's commute is smooth and safe going down to Puerto Penasco, and good for them.
Good for them.
Good for effing them. So happy.
That was
for
fun,
them.
though. That was quite the opening experience.
Yeah. Oh, I left out the part that I left you and my daughter and her boyfriend on the side of the highway underneath a tree. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast. In a couple minutes, we're going to show you a recap video of our Rocky Point adventure Rico put together that showcases not one, but two accidents, maybe. Maybe not.
Happy accidents.
But we have stories to tell, and even with stories that Rico doesn't want me to tell, it's too hot for the radio. But we do have a lot of stuff on the stream. But coming up on the FM side after Bring Me the Horizon, we know what an alpha man is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Now you know what a beta is, right? Okay.
Sigma.
Have you ever heard the term high agency man?
No.
High agency man is the new term of someone you want to aspire to be, and they are more alpha than an alpha man. They are high agency.
Impossible.
No, I'll break down what a high agency man is and why we aspire to be one after new music from Bring Me the Horizon. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Yeah, high agency man. I came across this and I was like, I need to share this with Rico immediately. So, because we all aspire to be as manly as possible. Right, Valdez?
I'm already there at the pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
People aspire to be me.
I know. And Lindsay, I will tell you this right now, and this is probably why I hit that pothole, which you will see how fucked up my car was for a minute. But I did not bring the trinket down with me because last time I brought it down with me, I kept it in my pocket the entire time. Had a safe trip, was good to go, avoided every pothole. My daughter even asked, "You got the trinket?" Well, the trinket kind of fell apart in my pocket.
Oh, no.
Yeah, from, basically rocking it the entire time. So I didn't bring down the good luck trinket, and what happened? I had bad luck almost immediately. And it's crazy, too, because what my tradition is, once I go to Rocky Point, across the border, and I'm in the town of Sonita, one of the first stops I make is the liquor store. And I pick up a sixer and put it on ice. And then once I get on the hassle-free highway, I crack a cold one open, start drinking and driving, because Viva La Mexico, you know what I mean? I'm like, and I'm like, Rico, here's a beer. And then,
Hey, good vibe.
living a
We're
good life.
vibing.
Yeah,
Nothing could go wrong.
And then,
Oh, my God.
yeah, now these potholes have been problematic for quite some time. The last time I went down there a few months ago, they were there, and I was lucky enough to avoid them. But this time, unfortunately, there was one massive one that a lot of us did not avoid.
It was a monster.
Yeah, and it's only this small stretch of highway that all these potholes, and it's close enough to the town Sonoita that it makes you feel like the locals were doing it on purpose to kind of boost the economy there, right?
That's our theory the entire time. We're like, this has to be a...
But on the way back, like I said, all the potholes were filled or being filled in the process, which I was kind of pissed off about because I'm like, you couldn't have done this a couple days before. But Mari, she went back on Saturday, and she has a theory as to why. Now, why do you think they filled them in?
There was a very, very gnarly crash. These two cars look like tinfoil, right? Just so crumpled up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it could have been worse. And yes, I mean, people are going, obviously, once you get on that hassle-free highway, there are no cops, federales. It's kind of thing. So it's like a lawless stretch of road that you're not supposed to be bothered with. And people go as fast as they can on that road to quickly get to Rocky Point. So if people have been there before.
It's like Mexico's version of the Autobahn.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Yeah. And if people have been there before, make a routine, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to open this up, go 100 miles an hour on this road. It's fine. I've been on this road before. And if they hit that one pothole that I hit, man, it was so deep and it was so deadly. It dented my rim, like really hardcore. And blew it out instantly to shreds. And I just bought those tires. You know what I mean? It was bad. Luckily, my alignment's good and everything else. But we're going to show the video, and you're going to see the adventure right after this on-air segment. So let's do that. There you go. Bring Me the Horizon with the 10 statues that cried blood. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Now we talked about alpha and beta men, and I know that there's a lot of guys out there that aspire to be as manly as possible. So that's why you want to be a high agency man. And, so every guy wants to be the best they can be, or at least should try. So men who achieve this are known as a high energy man.
Agency or energy?
Agency, sorry. sorry. Yeah, a high agency man. So what is a high agency man, and how can you become one? Rico, you got your pen and paper?
I have my lockbox mind ready.
Okay, good. Well,
Steel trap.
I mean, that's not one of the traits, but could be. All right, but let's get into this. All right, so if you want to be a high agency man, In this world, it's not just luck, skill, or education that will get you there. It takes the work, the discipline, and the self-awareness to develop the attributes needed to get you there. So here are some of the things you need to do to be a high agency man. Be never satisfied with their level of development and have the desire to surpass what's already been accomplished. So
Okay.
constantly moving the goalposts to achieve more and greater things. And then if it's like, if you read a little bit every year, read a little bit more, you know? If you're reading a book a month, try to read 2 books a month. High agency men do that. They push
So-
themselves.
That's what I do because I'm like, you were fat this year, but you can be fatter next year. And you
Or-
just keep pushing yourself.
Or go the opposite route, right? For longevity. Now, willing to step out of your comfort zone and take on challenges they might not like and that don't come easy, right? Now, so far, are you feeling like you're 2 for 2 on this, Rico?
Sure.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sure as yes.
I don't know.
If you were a high agency man, you'd be able to translate.
No.
Damn.
See, I don't know. See, I feel like his defenses are up right now.
Nah.
I think he's high agency so far.
Yeah, so far.
Okay,
Keep
okay.
going.
Okay. All right. Having pressing goals that need to be seen through to completion. So have pressing goals that need to be seen through completion. High agency men solve problems rather than blame others.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you do like that. Huh? Yeah. I'll work on that. All right, they like and encourage risk taking, but not without consideration and calculation. Right, so they'll do some risk taking, but they'll be like, "What is statistically the outcome here?" Right,
Okay.
and it's like, "Okay, I only have a 15% of death. I'm doing it." That's what we did when we rented ATVs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did that.
This
Oh,
high
yeah.
agency man wouldn't put down his cell phone to film everything while
Spoiler
driving.
alert.
Yeah. What could go wrong there? Well, we'll show you on the podcast.
I calculated, but it was in Mexican percentage. It's a little bit different.
I see.
Yeah. They have vision to see potential outcomes as they venture into a project or a venture. They aren't a slave to the job, but are still willing to put in the work to see that the task is completed. They can handle pressure and trust the ability to make decisions. And they're objective, unselfish, and willing to see others get credit when it's due. Right? See, all these things register with me that I'm high agency. Not all these things, but the last few things. What is this about?
You didn't plan to have a spare tire.
Damn.
So I don't think you really weighed your options, right? You
Ouch.
need a spare tire, at least something.
Okay. You're right. You know, I have no argument for that. In
You can
fact,
get there, though. I believe in you.
look what I did. Before I went to Rocky Point, okay, I got my oil changed, got all my fluids checked,
Oh.
make sure tire pressure was good. I knew that I never had a spare tire. I knew this for a fact. So when Rico was like, I got this flat and pulled over, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, you got a spare." Before I even showed him, I knew the answer was going to be no. But I still had to open it up and be like, "Well, let's double check, see if it magically appeared."
Well, he did the high agency thinking ahead of time. He's like, it's Mexico. There's tire shops everywhere.
Oh, okay.
What's the
You
need
can
to
argue
put
that.
more weight on this?
Right, yeah. I'll
Right.
just be best friends. Do you know that not only did I see more Sonoita than I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been going to Mexico since I was 16, but I was also taken to a random house, and
Oh.
I was there for a little bit, and yeah, there were some sketch things, but I made it through. But no, that's not high agency by not planning out the spare tire. That's definitely something that a high agency man would have had already prepared. All right. They also understand they have an understanding of energy and the level of force needed to move things.
Okay.
All right, Newton.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. 2 more left. They're willing to forgive, forget, and move on while still acknowledging their own faults. This is something recently I've done.
Yep.
And the importance of empathy and taking the feelings, experiences, and perspectives of others into account.
Oh, you're almost there.
Almost there. I mean, there's some people I'm like, no, not going to do it for you, right? I got a short list of like, F your feelings all the way through. But then beyond that, empathy for all.
Yes.
Yes, except for that short few. If you follow along the show, you probably know the names of the few too. But by the way, all right, well, there you go. Those are some guidelines to be a high agency man. How you feeling on
Nice.
that?
Pretty good. It sounds kind of like Alpha Man Light.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Light. I don't know about light. I think this
don't
might
know.
be, something to kick it up a notch.
Uh-huh.
That's what the kids are
It
thinking.
didn't say, can you do a roundhouse kick in tight jeans? So,
That's.
I don't know.
I mean, that's. It's a little
Pretty high
jiggy.
agency.
I don't know. Well, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, you're going to see our recap video of a Rocky Point adventure, car accident and all. So, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. Try not to, I want to say this on the podcast, but I'll mention it right now. Try not to swivel back and forth constantly. It's a bad habit.
To lock it down.
Well, you know,
A child-proof switch on it.
Still-ish. It's kind of, it's a thing. It's a thing. I want to cover you when you do it and go full screen.
Just do like a normal cokehead to move your jaw.
Yeah, true.
Let's see the there you go. looks like Rocky Point all over again. Oh, you know what? I got to record this real quick, this speed break, because I forgot to mention this. Okay, so whenever you go to Rocky Point, this happens to me a lot. The taxi cab drivers will always signal and say, "Hey, you need a taxi," and then they'll signal their nose.
Oh.
Right? So basically, they're selling cocaine. This happened to me so much, it made me self-conscious, be like, why do I look like I do cocaine?
You should just ask him, be like, I got a question. Man, what is it about me?
Yeah, dude, I can't even ask. But, I mean, did you get proposition for cocaine?
I just probably didn't listen. I'm sure it happens.
Oh, no, it happened to me so much. At one point, I was like, dude, I got my daughter standing right next to me. Are you going to be here in about an hour?
Yeah.
There you go. So that was a true story. Well, not the
acquiring of said material.
Yeah. And the thing, but no, seriously, like every time, and in my head, I'm like, dude, do I look like I party that much? And the guy's like, see, cocaine.
You're a white dude in Mexico. Come on, man. What else are you there to do?
No, trust me. Amongst the other white dudes that were down in Mexico during this weekend, too, because it's a family trip, I definitely was probably statistically most likely to buy cocaine.
Yeah.
Just based off my aura, my riz, if you will, and how I dress. So
It's
I
pretty much
get
saying
it.
you look rich. Like, he's got money.
No, definitely don't look rich, dude.
He's got money.
No, he looks like a poor cokehead. All right. Here, let's share this screen. Rico put it into work. We got in yesterday afternoon around what, 3? 3 o'clock?
Something like that.
Something like that, dude. Yeah. So it was later in the afternoon, and Rico still went home and did a Rocky Point recap. So here,
It's like a stream of it's nothing like special, but it's like a stream of consciousness. Just like, here's what the day was like, kind of, and here's the next
yeah,
one.
here's
Cute.
I know.
Little
Look
recap.
at you downplaying everything. No, this is a good recap. Check this out, and we're gonna watch it along with you guys. So check this out.
Memory about that one in particular?
Dude, I was by myself on my way back, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop in this one as well. Like, nope, I did not feel good on the way home.
How many days were you on the toilet?
I don't know. I mean, the longest I've been on the toilet in this coming back here was full blown 8 days.
Your dad hit a pothole down in Mexico.
I can't sing.
I wanted some beach, but they said hell no. And now I'm on the side of a road for help. I'm feeling the inside like I'm in.
Hell.
What do we got? Another one. BMW.
In the car behind. This is a red zone. They know what they're doing. Fix these goddamn potholes.
Yeah, and I'm got them all.
Mr. Beef Vegan, how was day one?
We are midway through day one. It's been a long day one. But the end of day one is going to be day 2 like
Hey, you got to pee in a pool already.
4 times. So at breakfast of the week, this is how you get the ultimate bite. You got the cheeseburger, egg rolls, right? You got deep fried pickles, but you gotta do it at the same time. Dip it in the sauce, marry it, make love, and you bite right in the middle. Okay? Like a Big Mac on crack.
What are we doing?
We're going to Irish Bar, Mexico.
For me?
This is Circus Mexicus.
Yeah.
They have the second stage here,
Uh-huh.
Circus Mexicus, right here by Banditos. And then what they do is they line up this little fucking door right here.
Uh-huh.
You walk through, and there's over like 5,000 people, big ass stage, singing along to every Roger Clyne / Jimmy Buffett song.
Really?
Yeah, right here. Circus Mexicus, this whole thing is filled up.
It's legendary.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know, we missed it. So we got nothing but no one. I mean, I could like put my dick in the dirt.
I'm good.
And I could, and I
Yeah.
will. And
Well,
it
you gotta
would
make
feel
people pay
fucking
for that.
amazing, dude, but it's not Circus Mexicus.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you actually been to Circus Mexicus?
Many times. And ask me if I've ever put my dick in the dirt.
Have you put your dick in the ground?
Twice as many times.
Was it good?
They're both equally awesome.
Fair enough. Nice.
Yeah, they give it that good scent, and we are back on the market, ready to go.
No kidding.
Yeah, it comes with the unmovable table, which you have to, or re-umbrella.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's custom made.
Uh-huh.
Is that cement or aluminum?
Oh, cement.
All cement. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Have you heard this song before?
First time. Today. Those faces of those kids here all over the world, yeah. This is how they think white people in Europe look like. Local, cheap. I think I get a whole chicken for like $5.
$5.
$5.
A whole chicken.
Yeah, dude, that's like 10 pieces.
Watch out, Costco.
Yeah. So, and then the rice and beans and flour, tortillas. You'll see.
I have only pineapple.
Chocolate?
Yes, Oreo.
Chicken heaven.
It is out there.
Oh my lord.
Man, you're gonna need this Mexican barbecue chicken at its finest.
Hands down, the best chicken I've ever had in my life. What's the name of this place again?
Lucas.
Told you not to tell him, dude.
It's alright, yeah, it's a long drive, but it's worth it.
Right. No, it's a total miss, bro.
So, buenos dias from Mexico. We're playing the Cardinals today. Yeah, hope we win. If we do, I might have a margarita. Maybe two. We'll see. Go Packers.
Yeah, boy. America. Woo!
Lisa now game.
I know.
Come on, somebody jump off. Do it. Come on.
What's going on? It's Nautical Beef with your survival tip of the day. When in an ocean and feeling a cold current go up your back crack, just go with it. You'll enjoy yourself. And then you'll survive. Okay, I'm really bad. Hey, it's Nautical Beef with your survival hack today. I'm pooping right now.
Yep. Now we're in no man's land.
There you go. That,
Orale.
no, you know what? Tell Mari the truth, Rico.
About what?
Why you did not include you wrecking the ATV in the video.
Oh,
You wrecked it?
Yeah. Well, kinda.
Yes.
Well, this is the best story. I didn't want to include it. I don't want that on visual record.
See, he didn't want it to come back on him. He didn't want to put it on the internet for someone to come back and be like, hey, were you an
Look at this
idiot?
dumbass.
And filming yourself riding an ATV
Right.
while wrecking it. So when we rented this ATV, it's $35 for the hour. And the guy, super cool. And he's like, just don't roll it or it'll cost.
Or
You'll
water.
pay.
Don't go in the water.
Don't go in the
roll
water.
it.
You'll pay. Don't roll it. You'll pay.
Like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I'm like, I got this. I've done this. I'm a desert rat, right? But Rico, the entire time,
Documentarian.
the documentarian.
Thank you.
But I'm like, hey,
For the documentary.
how about we just document ourselves just living life, and we don't need to film everything. Let's ride these motherfuckers, right? These are dunes. There's little jumps and whoop-de-woos, and it's fun. But you need two hands to do it. And
80% of the time, I was fine with one hand. It was on flats, but yeah, it is risky.
okay, so 80% of the time, every time I would be like, okay, let's go a little bit. I wouldn't even go full throttle. I'd have to stop and look around and be like, wait for like 10 minutes for him to pull up. You know what I mean? He's going slow because he's filming. Right.
And I got the dune footage.
So I'm used to him kind of being way behind me, right? As I'm trying to lead the way to show him safely, because there are drop-offs and stuff you don't want to go on. You have to follow the tracks, right? And it's his first time, so I don't know if he knows this, and I want to try and show him the safe routes while having a good time. So then we go through another route. We're over by the houses, and then I stop. I look back, and I don't see him. And I'm like, oh, shit, dude, he's way back there. And so I turn around, I'm like, I'm going to have to go back. And so I go back, and I see him waving his arms like this.
There's like a fire behind me.
And I'm like, and I'm like, oh, no, dude.
What happened?
We only had two rules. Don't drive it through water and don't wreck it. And then so he goes, oh, man, I fucked up, man. It's not starting. It's leaking. I think it's smoking, you know. And I'm like, well, let's just see. So first, the battery was like outside of the seat.
Hanging out like an eyeball.
Yeah, so I had to.
It popped out.
Yeah, I had to put that in. But then he forgot to start it. You have to, prime it. You have to give it a little gas. So I turned it over real quick. It starts. I'm like, okay, we're fine. Let's go back. And then so I stop him even.
Well, let me tell what leading up to that. 'Cause,
Okay.
he goes off, and I'm following him a bit, and I'm doing the thing with the one hand for majority of it.
All right.
And it comes to like it goes from like nice, smooth, sandy area to like hard Tucson desert rocks. So it's like jagged rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's like this path that has like a separate path attached to it that kind of has like an upper elevation. And I'm like, shit, So
All right, we're on the air now.
okay.
Rock 1 2.1 KF, man, continue.
So we're on this path on our ATVs, and beeps ahead, and I like see this diverging path, and I have the one hand on the camera, one hand on the throttle,
Right.
like an idiot.
Which
I go
is always a
Always
mistake.
a mistake if you're going on
Kids.
like higher elevation. Obviously, if there's like a risky path.
Yeah, kids, don't film yourself selfie style while riding an ATV.
PSA.
Yeah, keep two hands on the handlebars at all time, and the rest is like literally riding a tricycle, right?
That's your beef tip.
Yeah, go use your mom's credit card to buy a GoPro. There's 3 digits on the back. It's called the CVC number. Anyway, so you're filming like an idiot, and then all of a sudden, like it's that thing where my mind like loses track, like what my hands are doing, and I'm like, did I hit the throttle? Which one's the brake? Oh no, and then I go up like the upper path, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, life goes in slow motion. It's like this is happening. And the ATV, it's like in your mind, you're going like 80 miles per hour, like this is like some Evil Knievel stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just like goes down. My body like juts to the left like Spider-Man. I'm like,
Oh, you jumped off.
I jumped off. I don't remember it, but yeah, and then
He has video of this, and he's afraid to show it, but you need to show it because it's amazing. Because you see the phone and everything, eat it, and he immediately goes for the phone.
Yeah.
So he's like, he doesn't
like,
even care about
phone?
his own safety. He's trying to save his phone while doing this, and he tips it over. And if he was like close behind me, he would have took the right path. He went up when he should have just stayed on the road and not went on the ramp. And then the only reason why he flipped it is because he could have stayed up there, right, and just kept going. But he was just like last minute, like, oh, I think I should be down here. But he was going too slow and doing too fearful and grabbing.
that's not real. I mean, yeah,
Why?
I wanted to stay up on the top path, but the balance kind of went off because of the one hand thing. Obviously,
It was
and you go
commitment to the
down.
bit.
Yeah, exactly.
He was getting footage
This
for
will
the
be
show.
good footage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt
Sacrifice
myself.
to safety.
Yeah,
So I fly off. It goes to the side, and I look back. It's like that moment where things, like I said, slow down. You look back, and next thing I know, I see like liquid leaking from the side of it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was going to explode. I'm like, but I have time to tip it back up. So I had the strength of 10 mothers.
Yes.
And did the lifting thing, and whoa,
He did. He lifted it up,
Lifted up
by
with
himself.
one hand.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it was on all four
with
wheels.
my penis.
When I pulled up to him, and luckily his penis was put away at that point. And I got the ATV started again, and so we went back. So on our way back, I pull up next to him, and I was like, okay, real important. Okay, when we go back, we don't admit to anything, right? Do not admit. You keep your mouth shut. So I don't have to spend any money because they have my ID, right?
Straight up a movie. He's looking me right in the eyes, like, don't admit to nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
don't-
happened
He
here.
saw
Nothing
nothing.
happened, Rico.
Yeah,
right?
Like everything's gonna be fine. We just don't admit to it. He'll never know.
Yeah.
So we pull up to the guy, and he looks at mine right away, and he's like, "Oh, you're good." And then he goes over to Rico's, and he's like, "So you rolled it?"
You tip it. You roll it.
And we're like,
No.
We're like, yeah, no, we didn't roll it. And he's like,
What do you mean rolled
he
it?
goes, my friend. He's like, look right here. There's scratches here. Look right here. There's dirt on the handlebar. Look right here. This is broken. You rolled it. And then I'm like, yeah, he rolled it.
Like, you broke,
snitch
man.
him
You
out?
broke. You snitched me.
And
it's
like, he got us figured out, Rico.
I'm panicking because the entire time I had it tipped. I was looking, I was telling Beef, like, look, there is sand. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this guy's going to see this. He's like, no, he won't. No, he won't. He's not going to know anything. And I'm like, yeah, he will.
But the guy said, he said $40. And I was
Which is
like,
a
okay.
shock.
I was like, $40
Yeah.
is good enough. Just admit it and let's get this done. Pay him the $40, Rico, which he just won at the casino the night before.
Yeah.
So
The universe, yeah, it works in cycles.
yes. So, and the guy was super nice, to be honest with you. The ATV guy, the way he was
Props.
like approaching, he's like, come on, guys. You rolled it.
That's
But
cheap.
$40. $40, and that's it.
Because in my
guys got
mind, I
off
was thinking
lucky.
American money the entire time. Like, this would cost like $1,000, $2,000, and blah. I'm like, oh no, $40, my friend.
Yeah. And I was like, all right,
Thanks,
I like
amigo.
you. But yeah, he did know immediately. It took him
Oh,
less
yeah.
than 2 seconds
Oh my god.
to realize that. And then this guy, bless his heart, dude. This guy was an angel, this ATV kid. He just like, he's like, it's okay, $40. And he goes to Rico, he's like, you okay?
Yeah, you were
Right,
concerned
yeah.
about. You okay?
He
I
was more
like,
concerned about Rico, and Rico's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. And then he like hobbled back to the car because you got a strawberry, right? You
I
got
got
a
a
little messed
strawberry.
up. Yeah. So he
I
was
got that.
more concerned about Rico.
I got the
Not so
Jordan,
much
the Jordan Love
concern
injury.
as he has somebody that could have fixed you for $40 also.
Right? He's got his friend. He
He's
popped
like,
your
"You
bone back
okay?"
in.
If he would have been like, oh, I dislocated my shoulder, he's like, my Theo, he could fix you up, $40.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was the day that Rico learned how to ride an ATV.
I like how I went through all
Improperly.
of Vietnam and Cambodia on a motorcycle, not one thing. All it took was 20 minutes on an ATV, and my life flashed before my eyes.
You didn't
Great.
get stuck.
No, didn't get stuck, and
you got
well,
good
that's
footage.
because he was with the desert rat. That's the thing. Like when I got on there, it's been a year since I've been on an ATV, but while I got back on there, I was just like, oh yeah, I grew up in this desert. Like I love this stuff. Like something about the dirt. I just kind of know how to do it. I don't get too crazy, but I like do some fishtails, a little bit of jumps here and there.
Oh,
Yeah. Watch out, ladies. Now let's see. We're gonna continue this conversation on the podcast broadcast. Is it possible, because it's only like a 15-second video, Rico, that you could pull up the moment that you ate it?
Only if I can pull up the 15 seconds where you cried after we got a pothole hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tit for tat.
Deal.
What?
Deal. Bald like a baby. Bald like a baby. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
It's
you
on
don't
my
have
hard
that footage.
No, it's,
That's what I thought. But I agreed to it, so let's see the rec video. Only on the podcast broadcast. Join us, youtube.com/beefvegan.
it's too bad I don't have it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. It's on my hard drive at home. I took everything off my phone for today's concert.
Damn.
Oh.
You are weird sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you're afraid of the internet and seeing the.
No, it's not weird. I don't want to showcase my stupidness and have people like, yeah, don't do this. Let's use this as a template, kids.
You think this will go viral?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because it wasn't viral type
Oh,
of
no,
crash.
it wasn't like one of those like, oh, you got to see this, man. It's more like, yeah, that guy's stupid.
Can we watch it in private?
When I get back home, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It was funny because you do see.
It's funny 'cause it's like so split. And the thing that sucks too about the camera footage, it like has this like jump in time where you can't like see the whole thing fluid. It's like this pause, like blue sky and sand, and then it goes to like me going, what the hell? Like picking up the
So
phone.
disoriented.
Yeah.
It was disorienting.
You're like a living TikTok video. Well, that's me.
Right. Here's some of the comments here. So Todd said, what we're learning is we can't trust any of you around motor vehicles. Well, I mean, and we weren't even drunk. It was first thing in the morning. Let's see.
Beef could have swerved. I could have not done the one hand thing. We both learned our lesson.
Carlos swerved. Oh, I could have swerved to avoid the pothole. That's different. I was drinking when I hit that. Jeff asked, no helmets? Like, yeah, helmets were an option. An option we waived.
No, two hands would have been completely fine. One hand was dumb, and that's not happening again.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, duh. They're not going to allow you to rent an ATV in Mexico.
Oh, they
again.
will. 40 extra bucks.
You're on the record.
I'm going to pay ahead of time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm probably going to tip this today.
Yeah.
It's 50 bucks.
The way the guy like approached it too, he could have been an asshole and we would have doubled down denying it. But he was so cool. It was like a Jedi mind trick. And he's like, "No, you rolled it." I'm like, "Yeah, we did." All right.
I don't like how it's still being like kind of hard pressed about it though. After we gave I'm like, for a scratch on the side, really? Nothing happened. Fine.
Yeah.
Here's 50 bucks.
Yeah. No, he's
Still playing the character.
I just still can't believe it happened. But yeah, so that we did everything. As far as you know, I don't think there wasn't you know, like one of those tourist kind of like bucket list things that we didn't accomplish during this weekend. We were basically like it was the objective, with the exception of going on the booze cruise, which Rico did last time.
Oh God.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna attempt to do that just because my daughter can't hang, and you know, like I don't want to deal with
Yeah.
that.
Good move.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good times. So, speaking of good times, we got a morning more on I want to share with you that has an awesome picture that we even shared as a screenshot. And so, with that, I want to get into this. There it is. So, in case you missed the morning more on, it went a little something like this. Check it out. I figured Death Punch on Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. It's now 6:15. Well, 6:14. Close enough. Time for your morning moron. All right, now you recall we did a Florida ma'am not too long ago. She got arrested, and when they searched the bag that was labeled bag of drugs, and inside it there were drugs, right? So it was obvious. The cops were like, "Okay, thanks for the heads up," and it made it very simple to be both a Florida ma'am and a morning moron, right?
Mm-hmm.
This story that I'm going to share with you right now, not the same. In fact, it's the opposite. There was a bag called Definitely Not a Bag Full of Drugs, and cops got suspicious because they felt like, hey, you know, I don't know, maybe I want to check this. Says it's definitely not a bag full of drugs, but now I'm curious because it looks like it could be a bag full of drugs.
Hey, Mike, you want to do a bet?
Yeah, yeah. I bet this bag that says definitely not definitely does. That's big money. Yeah, so it was on Tuesday night. Officers in Portland, Oregon stopped a man and woman in their 30s driving a stolen car. And they searched the vehicle, and that's when they came across the bag that said definitely not a bag full of drugs. It's actually a pretty catchy bag. I wish I would have saw one of those in Mexico. Would have picked it up from a street vendor. This is what the bag looks like, Rico.
What the hell?
Yeah. Surrounding that bag, by the way, is what they
Snub-nose.
found inside that bag that said definitely not a bag full of drugs. It was a loaded revolver, which is definitely not drugs, okay? But it was a loaded revolver. Scales, oh yeah, and then drugs. Lots of drugs, including more than 10 grams of fentanyl and meth. The drugs were easy to spot because they were inside the bag that said definitely not a bag full of drugs. So cops pretty much knew what it was.
I was hoping the car would have a bumper sticker that said definitely not a stolen car.
Yeah, that would
be
have helped
amazing.
him out, dude. It would have been perfect. Well, the man now faces charges of delivery of meth, unlawful possession of meth, unauthorized use of vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Prosecutors haven't brought charges against the woman at the moment. My guess is she's kind of hot. So with that, you know, it looks like all the charges are going to fall on the man. And the man was probably like, it was all me, officer. I love her.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. She's
know any better.
innocent. Yeah, definitely not her only boyfriend. Getting pulled over in a stolen car, rocking a bag that said definitely not a bag full of drugs, and definitely having drugs inside it is going to make you a morning moron, which is why we have to award that Oregon man that honor today. So with that said, that's it. That's my recap.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's been like 6 days, dude. It's been a while since I've done a show, so I forgot how to wrap up Morning Moron.
Definitely not a bad recap.
Thank you. Oh, wait a second.
Oh.
All right. What are you guys doing?
Crazy
Monkey
monkey attack
videos?
videos.
No, I have a crazy video to share with you guys real quick. Now, was it just, it seems like a couple weeks ago, we were watching like the shapeshifter, alien shapeshifter video where it was like an orb that turned into a man, right? I think it was Patrick who gave us the weird news on that, right? Well, I came across another video, and this is in Mexico as well. Something's going on in Mexico. Now, we didn't see this in Mexico while we were there, but this is a video of allegedly a shapeshifter, a dog that shifted it into a man. Today, Junior. Check out this video. This is going to be crazy, okay? So this has gone viral. It's being reported by several different type of rag mags across the world. But you're going to be able to hear the dog and watch him turn into a man. You ready? Let's see. Here we go.
Whoa.
Okay, now I get a skeptical snort out of Rico. What are you thinking here? Is there any?
Like a hood ass werewolf.
Right.
Yeah, I'm seeing Adobe Premiere all over this.
You do? Okay.
Really?
So what? Well, I mean, that's good. Tell me the signs of Adobe Premiere that we could like look out for, so we could just stop this because you're an expert when it comes to Adobe Premiere for sure. Well, no, you use Adobe Premiere a lot. You do a lot of video editing
software. You can probably do this on CapCut even, but yeah, you have a still frame camera, security footage. You can just keep on loop and use as a like the plain background with nothing in it.
Okay.
And then you have the running dog, and then literally where that post is, you can just hit splice and then record yourself running and have it morph.
I see.
Let's see. There's the dog. All right, so there's the dog part, right? Going right into
What, it's like a white dog?
the beam. Yeah, whitish dog, wolf, whatever. Boom.
Oh.
And then it goes into
Guy.
that.
Yeah, black figure, darker. Yeah, running. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can literally just cut it where that post is and just have you running.
Okay. Well then.
But hey, it's cool.
No, you know what? Mystery solved.
It's just convenient that post is right there. It's like, oh, that's perfect splice right there. Make it look easy.
Hey, and this is why we do this, and we kind of like we got the full panel today. You're the expert on Adobe.
I believed it.
In this room, for sure.
I'm gonna go to my car and that guy's gonna be like, "What'd you say about me?" Oh,
and that's good to know.
the orb one was still. I think that was more legit
Which
looking.
one?
The orb.
Yeah,
The
I don't
one.
have that saved, but
That was
yes,
crazy.
the orb one was crazy.
He's like, taxi.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and it turned so you're seeing things like in fact actually there's a theory going around that there's going to be like a major announcement concerning extraterrestrial life within the next couple of weeks, and it's about finding like intelligent life on another planet within our galaxy. What happened was there was like a radio frequency years ago that experts came across, and they couldn't necessarily like hone in on it with satellites with the technology that we had, but we've been working on that technology, and they kind of pinpointed where it's at, and they were focused, and the buzz is that they have actual proof that there's another civilization. Now, they're worried that this is going to be like, news that breaks amongst the scientific community of like America and the UK, but they're worried that China might break it first because they have that huge ass satellite, that massive one they built into a mountain, if you know what I'm saying.
geez.
You recall?
Kit Peak?
What is it? What did you call it?
No, I think that's like a stargazing thing. Kit Peak.
I don't know if it's Cape Peak.
I thought you
No,
said
it's not
something
Kit
in
Peak.
Mandarin.
No,
I
that's
was
just
like,
what we drove by on the way to Mexico. It's like, oh, there's Kit Peak.
Oh no, yeah. Well, we have our
Oh.
own technology here. Here, I'll pull it up. I think I have it in this file here.
We need to fix this.
Yeah, we do need to fix it. So we have technology to find like intelligent life in another planet in the galaxy, but we don't have the technology to fix this fucking.
we
radio.
don't have a hex screwdriver.
Yeah. All right.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I was a little
Oh,
mad.
I
about
know.
Allen
that.
wrench.
Yeah, I'll show you. Let's see. Here it is. Let's see. Huge alien announcement. Of course, it's being reported by Mirror, so take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, yes.
But sometimes these guys, they get it right. They report what the mainstream media is afraid to report on until it's like common knowledge, and then they'll report on it. Let's see. I think so. This is the satellite in China.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see it. So yes, they're concerned that the Chinese are going to break this information first to the world. And it's information that they potentially already have. And it's all about just kind of getting out there. That doesn't mean that intelligent life from this planet has come to our planet. But what it means is they recognize intelligent life and a civilization on another planet within this galaxy. And that's the speculation that may be revealed in an announcement within the next couple weeks. Now, if there's no announcement that comes in the next couple weeks, then obviously this is full shit. But if a major announcement does break within the next couple weeks or couple days, then you heard it here first. So I'm just going for exclusives.
Sounds like that crappy movie from the 90s where Jake Busey blew up like the satellite. Yeah, remember that girl?
That was a great movie. Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents.
Jodie Foster's finest. How dare you, sir?
What do you think they look like, those aliens?
Well, we were just showing on the podcast broadcast stream a satellite that China has, but the potential revelation that there might be a life on another planet within this galaxy going to be revealed in the next couple weeks. Of course, it's reported by the Mirror, so, it's tabloid-ish, but, so if it happens, you heard it here first. If it doesn't happen, it was a tabloid.
Forget about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So what do I think they look like?
Yeah.
If it was going to be life on another planet, and it's a civilization, I would think they're humanoid, right?
Like us?
Yeah, maybe not tens in our perspective, Wouldn't it be great if we were like the sexiest beasts in the universe or the galaxy, where they look and be like, man, that planet right there? Oh, I want to F that planet, man. Like all these guys. Like we got some, what we think is good looking people on this planet, right? Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, or anyone that Brad Pitt has slept with, up there. So, what would you think, like life on another planet and civilization life on another planet would look like, Rico?
Oh, man, like the fembots from Austin Powers.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but that's just hot chicks with like bullet nipples.
And they're robots,
And?
right?
You can find that in any strip club here in Tucson.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Bullet wounds and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? You ever think about that, Valdez?
I do. They're probably like way more advanced than us physically. They probably don't have like the need for lungs. They probably have gills and,
Well, that's kind of what they say the Greys are, right? What they say, like, it's us advanced, like, thousands of years. We don't need, like, sexual organs anymore. They're, like, boring and small and ugh.
What?
Yeah.
Non-existent.
I know.
eyes.
You
So
get,
I'm
you-
already ahead of the game. Mine are boring and small.
I'll take you to the fembots. Don't worry. It'll be
Yeah,
okay.
you're part of a rare breed called the Incel Browns. Incel Browns, though.
My favorite XFL team.
We got a beef tip coming up after a few words. We're going to keep this very weird conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You're free to join us as many people have left. YouTube.com/beefvegan.
Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. It does. Let's see. I got another comment here. No, look. Now, Todd, yes, sometimes the tabloids are right about science news. That's why I had to share it.
Showbiz.
I mean, I have other science news that is pretty legitimate with studies and whatnot. In fact, actually, we'll bang out our science news right now. So,
Do you have a theme song for it yet?
no, I don't have anything nerdy enough for that.
Do X-Files.
No, I don't like to do X-Files. That's too on the
Magic
nose.
school bus.
Okay, I don't need any more suggestions. But they've been fantastic, and I appreciate them. But
You're welcome.
that's why we're down to 14 now. No. All right. So this is my science news. It's music. All right. In cat news, all right, a study found that cats might experience grief and go into a state of mourning when a person or animal close to them passes away, which I could see. We were gone for like 4 days. 4 days. Came back. My daughter's cat was freaking the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
And meowed at her for like a good hour and a half.
Like scolding her?
Yeah, like how dare you leave me for this long? So they might experience grief. In romance news, this is pretty sweet. You could scan a person's brain someday to find out if they really love you. All right, the team in Finland saw different brain activity for 6 different types of love: romantic love, parental love, love for friends, pets, and strangers, and a love of nature. And they all look very different under an MRI.
Oh, no.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I have a photo of what it may look like as far as the different types of love is concerned. Check this out. Let me blow this up a little bit. All right, so here is the romantic love part, right? That's parts of your brain firing away, right? The parental love is a different area. Love for a friend, similar to romantic love. Weird. So watch out for that.
This can go so wrong.
Why?
Because it's like, yo, baby, I love you. She's like, but it says on the scan you love me like you love cake.
That's true.
I do love cake.
Yeah.
You know what's odd though? The love for a pet, less brain activity than anything here, right? Including love for nature. I mean, look at the few little specs for love for your pet as opposed to everything else. So you don't really love your pet. You just own your pet.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, but you love your friends.
Yep.
And romantic love, it's all in, back end. Lots of movement there. Lots of color.
Wonder what the brain looks like when you love rollies. Like the first time I had rollies.
It's like all red.
Which was at High in the Desert, right?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, so you're still thinking about that.
Every day.
And you're right, Pedro. Cats suck. All right.
Boo.
Throw that out there. Let's see. I got more science news, so we'll continue this. All right, in engineering news, a team in South Korea is trying to reinvent the wheel and create a new type that can morph into different shapes when rolling over rough terrain. Yeah, it's intended to make more places wheelchair accessible and also prevent Rico from tipping an ATV.
Or Pete from hitting a pothole.
Haha.
You gonna bring that up every time I talk about flipping an ATV? Because well, there wasn't
fair game.
There wasn't 3 or 4 ATVs behind your rolled ATV, was there? No, but there was 3 or 4 cars that hit that same pothole that were getting their tires changed behind.
They were drinking too.
Well, no shit. We were in Mexico. That's what you do in Mexico, all right? Don't try this at home, kids. All right. There's no kids watching this stream. All right. Let's see. In ancient animal news, I was mentioning this to you this morning because you said your allergies were killing you, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, just like the woolly mammoths. Yeah, because a study found that severe allergies to pollen might have killed off the woolly mammoths.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, considering your nose, a massive sneeze, they're fucking dead, dude. They're like, shah, just spraying everyone, like everyone around a woolly mammoth sneezing is going to die too. It's like a bazooka going off in their face. This is kind of freaky nobody likes mosquitoes, but you're not going to like mosquitoes even more when you know that they're essentially like the predator of bugs because it looks like they have heat vision. And they use that to hunt us down. So if you want to prevent mosquitoes eating you, roll around in some cold mud.
You got to pull the Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator move.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, in weight loss news, this is all science news, by the way. And this is good news for
Why
you,
are you locking
Valdez.
eyes with me?
Well,
Like,
because
what
you're the
hell?
big
I feel
one here.
attacked.
You're the biggest one here, okay? But a study found that some people have specific genes that make losing weight easy.
Oh.
Yeah, and scientists say, fuck these people. After exercising for 2 months, people who don't have those genes lost an average of 4.4 pounds, as opposed to people who do have those genes, they lost 11 pounds. They say it all depends on whether or not you have skinny genes or not.
Oh.
So skinny jeans are a thing. Yeah. So I feel like I potentially have skinny jeans. I know it's tough to tell because I'm not doing shit right now.
I thought you were doing a dad joke on us right now, skinny jeans.
No, yeah, I'm wearing shorts. But no, like when I do go to the gym and take it seriously, it seems like I could lose weight quicker, right? But maybe not. All right, I'm fat. So in space news, this will terrify you. As if, the alien thing wasn't freaky enough. Experts are now saying that a massive space junk disaster is inevitable.
Ooh.
Massive space junk. So right now, this planet is surrounded with thousands and thousands of satellites, right? And it just basically looks like the ocean with all the plastic bottles, right? All floating around us. All it's going to take is 2 satellites to collide that could set off a chain reaction and destroy all kinds of stuff up there.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's how dumb I am. You said space junk, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why does space have a big dong?
Yeah. I mean, you immediately think of dong, and that says more about you than anything.
like space garbage, like the stuff we put up there.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think we have the time to dissect why everything is equating to dong. I know you're on the show right now, and I usually talk about dong, but that's weird. A space dong.
That's why I was trying to wrap my brain around it. I was like, wait a minute.
If a space dong does come down, it's going for your full moon first. That's for sure.
There's bigger people than me.
No, I was still going for it. Not sexier. Anyways, yeah, so that's something to be freaked out about, is the space junk disaster, which is inevitable.
Great.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
Yeah.
Space junk.
Now, will that mean that we'll just have like meteorites of satellites raining down upon us? Yeah.
Probably.
No, I don't know.
Keep worrying. What was in that story about the space poop that always came down from the astronauts? Or
Oh, yeah.
airplanes? Like,
Yeah,
there used
yeah.
to be a thing back. It's like acid rain and all that stuff back in the 90s. Like, watch out for space poop.
Yeah, but that
Might
was just
kill ya.
from airplanes.
Airplanes,
And yeah,
yeah.
there were several cases of
Ew.
shit falling out of an airplane and being like fossilized, petrified, and then crashing through roofs of houses. Yes.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you
Wow.
would think, yeah, just like Joe Dirt, right? And then you would think it's like a meteorite, right? You're like, yes, I just paid her. And then you're like, no, this is shit. dude.
Yeah.
Joe Dirt.
You were eating off of it.
The ketchup. That was a great movie.
I loves it.
All right. Here's another question I'll ask you real quick. Rico, I know you're not on like the dating sites and stuff, but do you feel like it's difficult to date women nowadays?
I think dating in general is probably more difficult than it ever has been.
I think I know the
sense.
problem. It's you're an Android lover.
Oh, I know that already.
Yeah. Well, just a continued reminder, they say having an Android is a dating deal breaker for some iPhone users. That percentage continues to grow, but it finds nearly a quarter of people of iPhone users admit they look down on people sending non-iPhone messages.
Don't they have like that app to kind of like disguise your Android messages as blue now?
Oh,
Do you have that app?
I heard about it, and I don't care about that.
Oh.
If they judge you on that, I'm like, good, you save me more money. I don't waste time on you.
Yeah, well, it will equal the amount of money that I save by buying this Android over an iPhone.
Exactly.
I spend my money rolling ATVs.
Yo, too soon.
Rolling joints,
can you
baby.
show? Are you wearing shorts today, Rico?
No, pants.
Okay, that's a good call. Because I was gonna be like, show Valdez your wound. Because how's it looking
Oh,
today?
he's gonna show me.
Well, I'll
It's
show
gonna
him.
happen.
Or we're back on the air, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know we're just, that was our Rocky Point recap. You can watch the whole thing on youtube.com/PVegan. There you'll see our video of our adventure and kind of the exploits. But, long story short, we made it back safely. We all played a lot of Uno, drank a lot of tequila, and I'm still sweating it out my pores. Still feeling a little queasy, and it's going to take me a couple days to fully recover from Mexico, which means I had a good Mexico adventure.
Hell
right?
yeah, brother.
Yeah, and I suggest the same. So you go down to Rocky Point, do it up hard, right? And never buy Coke from, period, anyone, really.
The one with all the sugar in it, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So are you guys already immune to the water?
I think so.
I did, when my car got the flat and I was on this adventure with this kid that pulled over to help me out, and he took me to this random house. He offered me a glass of water. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's like 100 degrees out. It's hot. And I didn't bring my bottle of water, and I was parched. But then he came out with a full glass of water, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I couldn't, be rude and not drink the water. And he's, watching me, and I'm like, oh, no. And so then I'm like,
Human centipede.
Go.
scenario.
Yeah.
Drink it all?
no, I didn't drink it all. I drank just enough
spit it
not to
back
be
in.
rude, and also just enough not to be on the toilet for the rest of my weekend. So I guess my beef tip to you is to sip cautiously, my friends.
Great tip.
Yeah, thanks. So, and I already said that just 5 minutes decluttering can boost your
Or
sex
to make
life.
sure
So,
you have a spare. That should be the beef tip.
oh, shut your mouth.
Hey.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for the show today. Nice podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Disturb before they go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. And we'll have tons of other tickets, including Joel McHale. So just keep listening bright and early, 6 a.m. To 10 a.m. each and every weekday. We are back. Tomorrow, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local, right? Later.
Adios.
Told you I was brain dead today.
On a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.
kinda bad, I will knock out all your
Thursday,
teeth.
we'll have wreck footage from Rico.